12 people who stormed the United States Capitol want you to pay them. That's not a metaphor. It's not an exaggeration. 12 men charged in the attack on January 6th have gone into federal court and asked for $1 million each, $12 million in total out of your pocket, as compensation for what they say the government did to them. And what they say the government did to them is the part you need to hear. They say January 6th was not a riot. They say it was a trap, a federal operation designed to take a peaceful gathering of patriots and give it, quoting their own complaint, the appearance of a riot. One of the 12 is Roberto Minuta, an oath keeper convicted by a jury of seditious conspiracy, which is the charge you bring when people conspire to use force against the authority of the United States. He was sentenced to more than 4 years. He would now like $1 million for his troubles. So how does the conspiracy work? Because they do lay it out. Their lawyers say this was months in the making, going back to at least September of 2020. Zoom meetings, planning sessions, and then the operation itself, which according to this filing, worked like this. Government operatives would break the Capitol windows themselves, climb in, and unlock the doors from the inside, so that the crowd waiting outside could be herded into the building. Herded, their word. And the whole thing was allegedly set off by one man, an instigator. The complaint doesn't say his name. It cannot tell us who he worked for. It can't produce a photograph, a badge number, a paper trail, anything. It offers exactly one identifying detail about this man. He was wearing a red MAGA cap with the price tag still attached. That's it. That's the evidence. Somebody was wearing a new hat. Now, hold on to that because there is the question nobody in this filing wanted to answer. In September of 2020, when this months-long federal conspiracy was supposedly getting underway, who was running the federal government? Donald Trump was president, Bill Barr was attorney general, Christopher Wray, appointed by Trump, was running the FBI, Homeland Security was being run by a Trump appointee, and by January 6th, the Pentagon was under an acting secretary Trump installed 5 days after he lost the election. Every agency would have had to be in on this at that exact moment. Under the control of the president, these men went to the Capitol to keep in power. Which means if you believe this lawsuit, if you take every word of it as true, then 12 January 6 defendants have just sworn in federal court that the Trump administration set them up. You would think that would be a problem for them. It is not. And this is the part where it stops being funny and a little absurd. The complaint cites Donald Trump's pardons and commutations throughout as the basis for the money they want. The pardon is the proof, the pardon is the receipt. So follow the logic all the way down. The man who was commander-in-chief of the alleged plot is also the man whose signatures supposedly proved the plot was real. He ran the trap and he certified that the trap existed. That is not a legal argument. That is what happens when a country stops keeping its own records. Because this is how accountability collapse actually works. It does not stop at letting people walk. First, the sentences disappear, then the convictions disappear, then the story gets rewritten, and then the people who attacked the Capitol turn around and build a country they attacked using pardons from the president they tried to keep in office as their proof of innocence. $12 million from taxpayers for attacking the government those taxpayers fund. A jury already looked at this. The video already exists. The convictions were real, and they were handed down by ordinary Americans who sat in a room and watched the footage. A hat with the tag still on it is not proof of a federal conspiracy. It is proof that somebody bought a new hat. If you know the January 6th insurrectionists are guilty of attempting an insurrection, give me a follow because you're my kind of people.